Hey guys, Dan here. Welcome to the second video of the iRacing Beginner's Guide. Today we are trying to get out of the rookie class. I will explain all the shifting options you have, like with auto clutch, auto blip, or doing everything manually using the H pattern shifter here, as you can see in the second camera. And also there's a new iRacing code. I'll put it down in the description below. It's a new promo code of GripTV. I'm a part of GripTV, so if you have any questions about iRacing in general, the community on Twitch is very helpful. Check out all the GripTV streamers. Again, the link to the GripTV streamers are in the description below. And if you have any urgent questions, go to Twitch. There's nearly always someone of us online, and just ask the question. Getting out of rookie class. Before we start with that, I will explain you all the possible options you have, what I would recommend. I would not necessarily recommend to just use auto clutch, because I think it's easier to learn it properly from the beginning if you want to use an H pattern shifter than using auto clutch first and then changing to an H pattern, because that's what I did. I never really drove the MX-5 except for getting out of rookies, and I'm struggling a bit to learn this, but yeah, I'll show you all the options. Okay, explaining all the different possibilities to use the shift and the clutch. Let's go just on the test session, test car on track. Okay, here we go. Options. If you have an H pattern shifter and calibrated it, you will have the possibility to change between the H pattern and the sequential. I'll show you the easiest way to drive the car. Don't use auto shift. I think you can't use that in the races, maybe in the rookie class, but nowhere else. And you don't want to auto shift. Auto blip, sequential shifting. That's like the easy mode, I would say. All you have to do is use your pedal shifters, like first gear, drive around. If you want to shift up, you want to shift when the red lights here appear before you hit the ref limiter. You just have to use the gas and the brake. Don't have to worry about blipping or clutching or whatever. You just drive. Stay on throttle when you shift up. So yeah, I mean, I think, what should I explain here? That's pretty easy, right? Okay. Possibility 2 is use sequential and auto clutch. Auto clutch means if there's a car where you have to clutch on upshifts, it will do that for you. See this blue bar? That is auto clutch in action. We are not automatically blipping anymore, so what is blipping? That's ref matching on downshifts. So if you shift down... Wait, I stay in third here, right? Perfect example. If you want to shift down to second, let's say, you want to quickly apply throttle. See, like this. Throttle and then shift down. Okay, upshifting is like I said, it's the same. But downshifting is just brake, shift, shift, shift. So this is called blipping. And the third possibility is anti-stall clutch. I mean, you can use none, but I wouldn't recommend that, because anti-stall clutch means it will automatically clutch in, for example, if you crash, so you don't stall the engine. If you crash, you have usually more things to do than taking care of not killing the engine, so I use anti-stall clutch. Okay, but now we have to clutch on upshifts. So in most cars there are different possibilities to do that. Either you just use the clutch, put in first gear, and there you go. If you want to shift up, you apply the clutch, shift up, release the clutch, clutch, shift, release. You could in theory also just stay on throttle. Like, but that sounds wrong. A lot of people do that in the Skippy. Of course, one of the fastest way to drive the Skippy is to use a button as a clutch. Okay, blip. Another way to shift up is just... Oh, not in this car. In the Skippy, for example, you can just release throttle and then it will shift up. You don't have to use the clutch, but in the MX-5 you have to. Okay. Same thing with the H pattern shifter. You just don't use the pedals anymore, but you use the H pattern. And it's basically the same thing. Clutch, shift, clutch, shift. Yeah. What more can I say, right? Still have to blip on downshifts. Since we probably will get out of the rookie class after this upcoming race, leave a comment in the description below whether you're more interested in progressing to A license in like GT cars and maybe prototypes, or if you're more interested in open wheelers like Skippy and F3. I think the B class Formula cars, the Formula Renault 35 if I'm not mistaken. And then we'll have a look at that. But yeah, it's basically the same, just you don't use your pedal shifters, but you use your H pattern. When you downshift, you can, of course, also, instead of doing this blip, you can just use the clutch, so forth. But then you have to brake with your right foot. If you want to learn it, do it. If you're braking with your right foot anyways, I struggle a lot with that. Especially in the cars where you have to like... There are cars you have to brake. Well, you have to brake, of course, yeah. There's a corner you have to brake. Then you have to use the clutch on downshifts. But you also have to ref match, so you need to use like the brake. Have to apply the gas here and use the clutch. But I'm learning that right now and I can tell you it's hard. It's super confusing for me because I'm used to braking with left foot, and even if I just brake with my right foot, that's already confusing. But then this stuff and oh god. But yeah, that are the possibilities. The fastest way is to just use anti-stall clutch. But if you can't focus on shifting, if you have too much to do by keeping the car on track, just go with auto blip first. And yeah, then do a few races maybe or some practice, and if you feel comfortable with it, try auto clutch or anti-stall. We set this to none. See, engine is turned off. I now have to clutch in. I go to first gear. Stalled. That's what I mean. I mean, it's probably the most realistic way. But like I said, if you crash, you're probably busy enough with trying to not crash into the wall or into another car. For real sim racers who want to have it as realistic as possible, you can use none, but as a beginner, I really would not use it. Let's try to simulate a crash. So, if let's say you do this, want to come to a stand and now want to go again and it doesn't work, you have to go to first gear, press on the clutch, ignition, starter. You lose even more time. So, yeah. But guys, that's it for the shifting options. Let's get into the race. Okay, there we go. Maybe we can get out of the rookie class in this race. I'm gonna use the sequential shifter with the anti-stall clutch setting. So let's see. I think this time we'll just start from the back, but not from the pit lane. Let's do it like that. Okay, options, anti-stall clutch, H pattern. Alright guys, qualifying, here we go. Gonna just use this a little bit as practice again. Probably can't speed in the pits though. How do I get my black flag? Yeah, no idea. Because if you get a black flag, if you speed in the pits for example, then your qualifying laps won't count. But no idea how to do this actually. Okay, first lap, super cold tires. Also, if you wonder how I get the standings in the top left corner, this will be a topic for another series, but it's the caps overlay pack. It's not built into iRacing, unfortunately. The UI options in iRacing are kinda not so very good. Ah, cold tires. You have to be careful in this car with cold tires. Look at that. Charlotte Roval. Oops, wrong gear. I'm still new to this H pattern stuff, so you will see me struggling in the race. Missing shifts and everything. I'll brake a little bit for the chicane. You can also take it by just lifting, but I would not recommend that in the beginning. Okay, and the lap is about to start.
Green flag.
Make sure to not overshoot this. Perfect. Okay, so I brake about at the 1 sign here on the right side. Take this corner in 3rd gear. I'll do a very slow lap, just explaining the track a bit. Try to stay on the left side here as much as possible. Shift to 4th gear, then I'm braking when I'm under this Bank of America sign, 3rd gear. On throttle. Then we'll shift to 4th gear here. I'm shifting down on 3rd when I am in the apex of this corner. Well, a little bit later. As close as possible to this wall. On throttle again, left side again. Be careful to not crash into this wall. Then you want to cut this as much as possible here to the left side. On throttle again, oval part, 4th gear, 5th gear. And then, like I said, this chicane, the old one. Better be safe, brake a tiny bit, try to stay on the inside here, 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 and here. Just slow down a bit so we don't put in a good lap time. But you want to brake about here, shift down to 4th. 3rd. And yeah, that's 1 lap of Charlotte. See, I'm really struggling with learning this H pattern stuff. I wish I would have used that when I started with sim racing. Because I can tell you it's way more fun to drive this car like this. I mean, if you don't have an H pattern shifter, you can at least use the manual blip. But yeah. Don't do that. This gives you damage. Can slow down the car quite a bit. Okay, I don't want to improve my time here, so I'll slow down again. And then we'll try one fast lap, because you only get 2 laps in qualifying. You can do a 3rd lap, won't count though. Okay, so braking at the 1 sign, shifting down to 3rd gear, on throttle early. Fourth gear, shift to 3rd here, Bank of America. There have been quite a few questions in the comments how to learn a new track. I probably will explain that in the next series of the beginner guide, because I think we'll get out of the rookies soon, maybe even in this race. We can get a low incident count, and then we are in D class. And there's also a way, by the way, to get B class, where you can actually drive any road content except the F1 car, but nobody's really driving the F1 car, so it doesn't matter. With just using this car, I'll show you the way how to do that. A little bit of brake. Just try to drive as safe as possible. Still missing shifts here. So I'm kinda a rookie regarding H-pattern shifters. I tried to heel and toe on stream yesterday. Phew. Very fun, but also very hard. Because there's this weird stuff. I just can't brake in the simulator with my right foot. I mean, the real cars, in my real, well, my regular car, I brake with my right foot, but I can't do it in iRacing. Also, don't try to brake with your left foot in your real car. It can end, well, in tears. Ah, see the damage I had on the front left? That's from the chicane when I went over that sausage curb. Okay, we should start from last place. Yeah, nearly. Yeah. I'll try to be as safe as possible here. Maybe get a top 5. Like I said in the first volume, if you just want to get out of the beginner, out of the rookie series as fast as possible, start from the pits, play it safe. But I think that's a bit boring to see on stream, on the video, so we'll try to avoid most of the carnage here. Okay, first gear. Clutch in. Throttle.
Ready, green flag. Time to go.
Oh, already. People. Okay, I got a ghost contact 4x. Net code.
Left side.
So that's probably what's getting out of the rookies this round.
And clear.
Didn't feel any car contact at all, but sometimes netcode thinks that you hit the car, so... It's always interesting how people manage to wreck at the start, before the first corner.
Left side. Still there.
Actually, you're not allowed to do this overtaking on the... What the fuck?
Drive through it.
Drive through it, yeah. Don't listen to your spotter when he says drive through it. If you see this, better brake. See what's going to happen. And avoid the carnage.
Watch that car down there. In front of you, in front of you. Right side. Still there. Clear. That was a good job.
Ah, the road out of the rookies. Even if you play it safe, it can be interesting. If you try to play it safe. Let's try to pass that guy for top 5.
Still there. Clear.
Okay. I guess even if I would start from the pits, well, we probably would be P8 right now or so, but didn't have the 4X, so like I said, if you want to get out of that class as fast as possible, I would always recommend to start from the pits and avoid all this stuff.
Keep working that side, bud. Doing good. In front of you. Stay on your toes.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. The snap. Always try to leave a gap to a car that you see spinning. Because you never know, you can't predict what's going to happen. Sometimes they catch the car, then all is good, but sometimes the snap happens, so if they try to catch the oversteer and overcorrect it, and then you will oversteer into the other side, and that usually happens that fast that you can't really react to it in the race. Just hope we don't get any more incidents. And I have to practice this H pattern shifter more. Also, as you can see, we're in the rig now. It's just easier for me to record these videos because I have all my camera set up for this. And yeah, I think it might be better to stay in 3rd gear here. Huh?
We might have something here. Gas her up.
Drive through it? What? Trunk spotter? If you want to see someone who's really good with these MX-5 cars, then in the Grip TV section, check out Matt Malone. He's really good in these cars. Oh. Somebody killed a few cones. Those cones had a family too. Okay, gap to Roger behind is growing to nearly 3 seconds. So yeah, I think we can just cruise here. Try to not make any mistakes, like that guy ahead you're just seeing.
He's moving, he's moving.
Timo Kratzer. Yeah, I guess his car now also has Kratzer. Oh no, Timo. That was a lapped car. If you see a car that is blue in the relative, that's a lapped car. If you see a car that is red, I think, that means this is a car that will lap you. So the blue flags are not mandatory in iRacing, so it doesn't mean you have to step on the brakes, leave the guys by as fast as possible, or you will get a penalty. In theory, you don't have to let them by, but just do it. Whenever they are close enough, like half a second or so, wait for the next straight, lift a little bit, and let them by. In the end, it probably will cost you less time compared to you really fight for it and drive as fast as possible and try to keep him behind. I mean, there's no point in it. And then people usually get impatient and probably will send it on you. And that usually costs you more time, so just let them by on the straight. And that's like a win-win situation for everyone.
To go.
Going to have a look at the replay. What happened at the start there. I always recommend watching the replays. If you have a situation where you're maybe mad at someone, before you insult him in chat, check the replay first. I've had that happen quite a few times. And somebody just crashed me out and I was like, oh my god, you idiot. And then after the race I watched the replay and see, maybe that was like my fault. So yeah. And if you crash someone out, I mean, it happens. I've crashed people out. Apologize. Don't just press the sorry button. I mean, you can press the sorry button after it happened. But I always would recommend send the guy a message after the race. Apologize. A sorry goes a long way. People make mistakes, especially in the rookie class. And to be honest, even in the top splits, like where you have a strength of field with an average I rating of 5,000 or more, the races don't get cleaner. People are way more aggressive in those. And yeah.
Watch that car down there.
Okay, so somehow we just got 2 freebies.
Attaboy, go get him, dude.
Somebody who pitted and somebody who just parked it. No idea what happened there. So we just earned, well, not earned, got a podium for free. We keep it out of the wall for the rest of the race. Roger behind is nearly the same pace as us. No. Shifted up too early. If you hear the engine like revving too low, then you know, okay, you shouldn't have done that. You can watch at the rev lights to get an indication. For example, red usually means shift now. But you can also just listen to the engine and then you get a feeling for when to shift. It's a matter of taste. I usually never know which gears I use for the corners because I just listen to the engine and shift accordingly. When people ask me like, hey, turn 7 on this track, which gear do you use? I'm like, I have no idea, dude. I would need to hear the car. Okay, 3 more laps, I think. carried a little bit too much speed into the corner. Had to slow down on exit to not crash into the wall. Usually you want to enter the corner slow. I mean, not slow, but not too fast. So you enter slow and exit fast. A lot of people, me including, sometimes use the too fast into the corner and too slow out of the corner approach. You gain a little bit of time on corner entry, but you lose so much on corner exit. And especially if there's a long straight after that, this time will add up.
Gonna be 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go. Also, I'm not using the default spotter pack, by the way, guys. This is the JJ spotter pack. It's a free add-on for iRacing, and it's the Jimmy Johnson spotter. Somebody edited that to be used on iRacing. If you want to get that, Google for JJ spotter pack iRacing. I think the leader probably has some damage because we're gaining a lot of time on him on the straight. But he's 6 seconds ahead, so there's probably no way we'll catch him. But that's fine. Last lap, we only have the 4x from the start. That probably wasn't even a 4x. We'll check the replay. Bit unlucky, but it happens. Sometimes netcode helps you, sometimes it doesn't. Don't be too mad at it. In the end, it will probably average itself out. I've had situations where I was like, okay, I'm dead. Like, turning straight into a car that just crashed, and then you just drive through it, and iRacing was like, huh? Nothing happened. And sometimes you just drive like 2 meters next to another car and you will get a 4x and maybe lose the race and crash. It happens. I mean, you have to think about it. Sometimes you drive with people, well, not sometimes, you drive with people all over the world, and if there's someone from Europe and someone from Australia, someone from America, netcode will always happen. It's also not worth it to be mad about people who crash into you. I got a 4x, it wasn't even my fault. It happens. Sometimes you crash into someone and give him a 4x and he will be like, oh, it wasn't even my fault. But yeah, guys. P2. Nice.
Checkered flag, man.
Checkered flag. Oh, we can continue to drive a bit until remaining goes to 15 minutes again.
That is a great job, my man.
Great job, my man. Yeah, that is the JJ spotter. Pretty funny spotter pack. There's also Crew Chief. I will talk about that in another video. Crew Chief is like a very powerful spotter and Crew Chief pack. You don't really need it, but you can like talk to him, you can tell him, hey, fuel my car so I can finish the race and stuff like that. I personally don't use it because it distracts me too much. And since I'm usually streaming, I don't want somebody talking non-stop, because the one who's talking non-stop should be me, right? But a lot of people like it, so there will probably be one series for the beginner's guide where I explain all the add-ons I can recommend. Like cabs, for example, or this Crew Chief thing. how to calculate fuel and stuff like that. But you don't have to worry about refueling. I think the first race where you really have to refuel on pit is in the C class, so yeah. Okay, remaining to 45 minutes. No, it's 15, never mind. Okay, so if you collect incidents now, they won't count anymore. Okay, let's get out of the car.
Hey, if you crew guys have your radio on, just take those dump cans right over by the height sticks over there, okay?
See, that is the spotter pack. And isn't that grip TV paint nice? I can also explain how to get that in another series. But yeah, let's have a look at the start. What happened there? First lap. Start was pretty good for me, I think. You can't just dump the clutch on start, you have to... I mean, if you look at the inputs here, release it slowly, half of it, and then when you're like at 50 kilometers per hour or so, you can completely release it. But what happened here? Oh. Roger. Oh, that was the guy who was behind us, by the way. See, this guy didn't use his clutch properly. He just floored it. Wheel spin, lost it, had to slow down a bit. Went into that guy. He wanted to avoid him, even though I mean, there's still some place, but that made him crash into him, and then this guy went into the... Oh. There was indeed quite some contact that I did not notice. Yeah. But also this doesn't make sense that this car goes into the wall and then to the back. So yeah, that's the 4X. Not our fault, but also no chance to avoid it. But yeah. Someone started from the pits, I think. Ryan. And he got P8 in the race. Probably didn't have any incidents. But yeah. Let's watch the results. To see, we probably need one more race to get out of the rookie class. We are at safety rating of 2.9 now. We need 3.0 to advance to the next class, but usually a 4x in the race, it's probably not enough we gain. But yeah, let's see. With this, it was enough, guys. We were just promoted to the Class D road racing license. Yeah, so that's how to get out of the rookies. Even if you get a 4x, that was not your fault. It also, you will see your iRating now. It's hidden in the rookie class. You start, I think you start, well, I thought you start at 1350, but I guess it's like either this graph is inaccurate or you start at like 1385, 90, something like that. But results, let's have a look. Got P2. And this gained us actually 0.65 safety rating. So whenever you when you go from 2.9, for example, to 3.0, it automatically will give you a boost of 0.5, I think, so that you don't always toggle between those numbers. So I guess even without the boost of 0.5, this was a safety rating increase of 0.15. But I did one race that is not on the YouTube series. I'll put the link to that if you want to watch that. To a Twitch highlight, you can watch it there. I did one race on Twitch because people wanted me to do MX5. I was like, oh no, I'll use my Dan Suzuki account for that. But yeah, that's it for this series, guys. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, put it down in the description below. I'll try to answer those in the next upcoming videos. And if you found this helpful, maybe like the video, or if you found it really helpful, then consider subscribing to the channel. And like I said, check out Grip TV. There's always someone streaming. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you want to catch me live, check that out. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye, guys.